Abusuya Yamama Kwaba Sonko so eba POG Media so meso safi no wabasoa obela ike no wa subscribe na afi so etima share dwumadi no ama afoforo so nsa atumi aka ensem ekoso my Ghana mu a yenso yagepini yese brane no yebemi abedwafo ahunu de eko ene de eba na de ensem ene ekoso highway ni so eye NDC amayoko no omo demonstration a omo atu ni din enough is enough demo atese NDA ekoso na omo de abawura eye peace council for akachi atese omo askata nneoma wo hama enkokrafo a ewo peace council wo tese omo atimi ede omo tiri akanwura atese anko omo andane a de ebesi wo eye omo offices wo no anka enye asem papa na NDC for ichema de automobile no ayana ne hunya hi se de ogina nchen a ono wo kire se wani gine pa na peace council for omo ayomo se omo ye mammofo esan se the year 2015 ayade amu peace council tamana eye former EC boss Charlotte say etse no office no omo tro letter command say one ne officials omo yede omo resign esan se Charlotte say eye incompetent de Charlotte say eye no ode ntokwa ebeba Ghana mu na chese ye kwakoto eye 2016 abano na eye for issue that letter we peace council issue that letter we ma Charlotte say na this for someone tia say this year de peace council ntimi ma abonten emba emfa letter embre eye Jane Mensa chese omoti wodin na chese omakwa akojiska NPP amayoko na hyehyɛ omo afun nti na omo ntimi emba abonten emma makasa chese omo abawura ma omo main target ne se chese akomo kwa akɔbo nkokrafo no wo omo office so amomo ahu se wiase wo hoyi woye papa eye woye bone nso a ogi so aketu achese de esi wo ho ne de na ano edene nti ya brother John Hughes edi nsem ne mu ntwom abrɛ ya mepesa abedwafo bɛ me yakɔ ni akɔ akotie de ekɔ so na nsa na ebekɔ no mesho so won sem kaye bia wode be share your comment section wo obe like no subscribe na afin so wetima share dwumadi no ama afoforo so nsa atumi aka medamase.
The Congress is asking questions about the voter register. They are going to paint the country red in what they call enough is enough demonstration, because they have not been happy about the posture of the Electoral Commission. I have a few screenshots from the past. Today is not Thursday, so usually I don't do a throwback, but this throwback is what you missed last Thursday. I'm bringing it to you. Just put the images up. Let's read it together. Images ranging from Dr. Bawumia to Samia Wuku to Nana Addo Akuffo to John Mahama to... Let's read them together. This is a full speech of Nana Addo Akuffo, right? And he's calling for an audit of the voters register. This is the 31st of July 2014. 31st of July 2014. He called on Dr. Kojo Afarijan to have a full audit of the voters register. The same audit that is being asked today that we say no. Show me the next one, please. Here's Nana Addo Akuffo on the 18th of August 2015, saying that it is instructive to note that on March 25, 2015, President John Mahama, then chairman of ECOWAS, intervened in a political dispute in neighboring Togo by requesting the postponement of the election originally scheduled for April 15 to May 25, 2015. His intervention was in response to calls from Togo's opposition parties over the credibility of the voters register, which they alleged was bloated. Indeed, President Mahama urged the Togolese authorities to agree to establish a credible voters register, arguing that it was important Togo went into the election with a register which enjoyed the confidence of all parties. This request was heeded. The peaceful acceptance of the election results by stakeholders in Togo is indicative of how appropriate the president's intervention was. Clearly, what is good for Togo must be good for Ghana. Hashtag new voters register now. This was Nana Addo in 2015. Show me the next one. Now, this is Samia Wuku. Samia Wuku in 2015, was he the youth organizer or was he the national organizer? This is what he wrote on October 30, 2015. He says, now Samia Wuku has gone on to become the Director General of the National Lottery Authority, and under his watch, the National Lottery Authority doesn't do business with GBC anymore. The Lotto that we know used to be on GBC. He doesn't do business with GBC. When I had a phone call with him, he said it was only for a year. He has been there for more than a year. They still don't do business with GBC, and GBC is suffering, looking for money. But that's another conversation. He says, by her posture and utterances, the EC boss is setting the stage to deny the youth and the people of Ghana a new and credible voters register for the 2016 elections. We will not sit down for our future to be toyed with. The cost of a new credible voters register is cheaper than the cost of violence. The cost of a new credible voters register is cheaper than the cost of violence. The man who took over from him, Salam, whose name is Peace, says, we will not sacrifice these elections on the altar of peace. Guess it's time for the youth to arise. We cannot afford to fail the masses in 2016. Youth revolution imminent. This was on October 30, 2015. Show me another one. Now, modern Ghana, Ajafo, good morning to you. 23rd March 2015. NPP requests international audit of new voters register. Theirs was not even local, and it is sourced from Daily Guide. The request was for an international audit of a voters register. No, what the NDC is asking for is for local audit. They were asking for an international audit. Show me the next one. Now, Ghana Web, this is also on Monday, 23rd March 2015, revealed NPP requests international audit of new voters register. It comes with a photo of Kwabena Eje Japan engineer and Mr. Paul Afoko. Mr. Paul Afoko was the national chairman of the NPP who was pushed out of the party for Freddie Blade to come in. And then Engineer Kwabena Eje Japan was also pushed out for John Boydu to come in. Today, Engineer Kwabena Eje Japan is the one who leads Dr. Bawumia to do the campaign. But in 2015, 23rd March, it was a Monday, he had asked that they are requesting for an international audit of a new voters register. This was the NPP at the time. Show me. Now, engage independent bodies to audit register. It comes 28 October 2015. Comes with a photo of Charlotte Osei, former electoral commissioner. This is also modern Ghana. Show me the next one. The few that I'll show you. Be proactive. Deal with credibility issues. IEA to the EC. Oh. Be proactive. Deal with credibility issues. IEA to the EC. This was on October 23. October 23, 2015. Now, October 23, 2015 is my father's birthday. October 23 is my father's birthday. Now, the IEA at the time was led by Jean Mensah. The Institute of Economic Affairs at the time, when they were asking for the Electoral Commission led by Charlotte Osei at the time to engage the stakeholders so that they can get a credible register done, was led by Jean Mensah, who today seems not to be listening to anybody. I have had Kodeo here, Mr. Ayin here in the studio says that the credibility and integrity of the Electoral Commission leaves much to be desired. It was Jean Mensah at the IEA at the time who was telling Charlotte Osei, her predecessor, who now she succeeds, that look, engage stakeholders. That's why I say that when Jean Mensah was at the IEA, she made all the fantastic recommendations that we all supported her for. Today, she is in the driving seat, and it looks as if everything has gone haywire. Look at the posture of the Electoral Commission itself. And at the time that the NPP and many others were asking for the register to be looked at that time, when they were asking for the register to be looked at, there were no party people on the Electoral Commission. There were no party people. There were no party people on the Electoral Commission. Absolutely no party people. At the time when the Electoral Commission was asking for those things, there were no party people. Today, there are known party people on the Electoral Commission. There are known party people on the Electoral Commission. And the Electoral Commission still doesn't want to listen to anybody. The other time I heard, unfortunately we can't play the videos for you. There's a technical glitch at the end. The machine, I'm told, just went off. I don't know. It's a spiritual problem, maybe. Now,
Abusia, inti, and some no be any okukuti na say, NDC for omweni abre papa. Esante, Sami Awuku, who the year 2015. Who Sami Awuku ya be press conference say, mo boshaloto say, or you're incompetent. Then they like more request for new voters register to say, no man am more yeno. Na NDC for the cry and room baby. Na didn't see this year there. NDC for so ask for forensic audit to the army. You must say, Munti bida. Esan say, Akroma Munti, Akroma mu MPP for me. You couldn't. I say, Monka wasem. Maka kotai is netting at the Samano so. Wobuna near Busua, or ye the ope. I say, end the dear. The one more stormy man officer, a bean swap peace council on the day. Abusia, a Saweni, and Sassy a catcho. It's my person was Abamiako, near Sako Tia the Corso, our highway.
The other time I heard one of the commissioners of the Electoral Commission, who for a long time was our director of electoral services before Dr. Srebo Kweku came, and he was also, reassigned, Mr. Tete. Mr. Tete was talking about the fact that the NDC asking for the register to be looked at again, the audit to be done, will be the first time they are taking an interest, because the electoral record for 2016, the roll for 2016 at the time, had plants and animals on it, and that they didn't bother. And I said, wow, Mr. Tete, in 2016, you were the same people going around as director of electoral service. I remember I hosted you on 3FM 92.7 at the time on a program called Election Zone. Remember, the tape is there. If you doubt me, I'll bring the tape, I'll play it. Where you told us that the register was some credible. Today, after 2016, after 2020, getting into 2024, you hold a press conference and you tell the entire nation that what you told us was the most credible register of all time actually had plants and trees and animals on it. Should you not be bowing down your head in shame? Should you not be leaving that office with alacrity? Because you deceived the entire nation then, if that is what you're saying. And I say it hurts me that we can't play the tape for you. It hurts me. Because I was going to play you a tape of Esiedun Ketia, then as General Secretary of the NDC. I was going to play you a video of Samia Uku, then as Youth Organizer of the NPP. And I was going to play you a video of Mr. Tete, now who is a commissioner, then Director of Electoral Services of the Electoral Commission. Then we will compare and contrast, and I'll leave it to your good judgment. Where is the Peace Council in all of this? In that Samia Uku tape, he was pointing accusing fingers at the Peace Council that they are all quiet. Was it not the Peace Council who went to tell the NDC to return to IPAC? The NDC said they had issues. The Peace Council went to convince them to return to IPAC. I doff my hat up for them. But after you have convinced the people to get there, they get there and they right quiet. When I'll play that tape for you, not today, maybe tomorrow. In that particular tape, Samia Uku also calls on the Christian Council. The Christian Council. What have they said about all these things? It is only 81 days to the big election. In that particular tape, Samia Uku spoke about peace pact. Today, what is the government and the MPP's posture? That if the NDC doesn't want to sign the peace pact, then, in fact, they were not whatever. Today, that's the posture. Then, he said, what is the essence of signing a peace pact when the things that are supposed to ensure that we have peace have been sidelined? I'm paraphrasing, not quoting verbatim. He said that. Today, what does Sami Ewuku have to say? Today, what does my brother Sami Ewuku, what does he have to say about all of what is going on? Because today, it's in yours to his benefit and that of his party and the candidate that he so vociferously campaigns for. So it doesn't matter. Do you remember Let My Vote Count Alliance? My brother David Asante has done very well at Ghana Publishing. And I've said that here many times. He has transformed the place, and he gives me a lot of joy that when you give young people an opportunity, they can also do something for themselves. Not those who come and steal. I'm talking about those who come and do something for themselves, or not those who come and promise people, I'll take you, I'll give you visa, you vote for me, I'll do this. No. I'm talking about those actually who will transform a place. David Asante has transformed Ghana Publishing. But do you remember Let My Vote Count Alliance? Let My Vote Count Alliance held numerous press conferences. There were demonstrations and protests. I would have played you one of those videos today. I don't know, because of the situation we had at the back end. And I would have asked David Asante, my brother, the same questions. That the questions that are being asked by the ordinary Ghanaians today, not just the NDC, the ordinary Ghanaians who have gone to check their names and they say they couldn't find their names. Those same questions. Do they apply today? As Dr. Bawumia said, if it was true then, it is true now. But anything else would be warped logic, yeah? So I would have asked my brother David Asante that question this morning. And I would have asked him how he feels, knowing that there's the back, because he's been loudly silent on all of this electoral roll, electoral register thing that's going on. Do you remember Evans Nimako? Do you remember Abu Ramadan? They went to court. I remember them, and I interviewed them several times on my radio program. Do you remember NHIS registrants and how they were taken away from their voter register? Do you remember that? It was Evans Nimako, who is now director of elections at the NPP, who championed that, with Abu Ramadan, who is deputy director general at NADMO, who is also brother to the wife of the vice president, Samira Bawumia. They championed it, and we followed them. The assumption we had at the time that these were nationalistic people asking for the right things to be done. Today, the wrong things are being pointed out. And they say, no, they will keep quiet. I remember so well when the NDC said that the BVDs were missing. Kodeo came out to say the NDC is crying wolf and that they should bring evidence. Subsequently, the Electoral Commission came out to say, oh, it is true, our machines are missing, but we have reported to the police, Subsequently, we'll find somebody out there on the street holding it and saying they are selling or whatever it is, whatever the story is. And I'm happy that Kodeo has come back to say that, look, the Electoral Commission needs to take a second look at its integrity and the public perception that people hold of it. This is not the Electoral Commission that Justice V.C. RAC Crab left. This is not the Electoral Commission that Dr. Kwejo Afarijan left. Even so, the Charlotte said that has been overly criticized. I'm saying that the conditions that prevailed at the time when all these criticisms and the call for international audit and co-binini and why were happening, these were not Charlotte said did not have party people, known party people in her council. She did not have that. Known party people in her commission. She did not have that. Go back to the committee, the eminent committee that was formed by the Electoral Commission in 2020, including Papa J and many others, to go and guide them. And you see some of the people in there who are now part of the Electoral Commission. Party people. They were presented to us as neutrals, as people. They are party people. They are there. So I am going into a match with you. Team A and Team B. And then there's a referee that is related to Team A. And then the referee also is providing substitute players for Team A. And that same referee is going to be...
Abusianti winning summer, brother Johnny Hughes, the Bawumia or say, we are Simon, what goes around surely comes around. It's an say, more NPP for a dear NDC for any day or more demonstration or more request for forensic audit. More a idea 2015 muyebi. Mo bo Charlotte say teacher say threats am the mama me no mo ntiade ntina this year the NDC for ye bia musimun TV da musimun TV da na the NDC for ye nimpo die ono dwane ne die ono ye dey ono support na nko be ye mpa anko omonye no more until say maame ne be hu say de oye no Ghana ha no opese eye ntokwa NDC wɔ Ghana ha te sɛ na nsɛm no ano ɛden papa nti abusua mɛdam asesa mo gye penie mekotie nsɛm a ɛkɔɔ so ɛwɔ highway ni so aha ɛyɛ POG Media mɛdam ase